Welcome back. We're still talking colorectal, head and neck cancers with my special guests. We welcome back Dr. Shapa Motakev, Head of Department ENT at Charlotte Maxake Hospital. And we still have, of course, Dr. Rappaport, who's Bernardo Rappaport,
That's it, yeah.
a medical oncologist based at the Medical Oncology Center in Rosebank. And we now welcome Ian Lucas. Ian is the founder of Face Value Foundation, and he's himself a cancer survivor.
Correct.
Ian, welcome to Health Talk.
Thank you.
I'm going to listen to your story just now, but first let's take Marlene. Marlene, welcome to Health Talk.
Thank you very much. Look, I'm actually not on the same topic that you're speaking about at the moment. It's more to do with breast cancer.
Yes.
I had not had a mammogram for 50 years, so my doctor sent me off to have one. They did the mammogram and found nothing,
Right.
but the sister said because I had not had one for 50 years, let's do a scan, and the scan picked up the cancer.
What type of scan?
The normal one was that they just, with the gel
Ultrasound.
and
Okay.
and so on, it comes up on the screen.
Interesting.
Yeah, and anyway, so I had the op.
Yeah.
The cancer was very small, fortunately. It was caught in time.
Yeah.
So I've had no treatment like chemo or radiation,
Right.
only hormone treatment.
Thank you very much,
So
Marlene,
up here,
from
I'm very blessed.
Cape Town. Thank you. Very positive story.
Okay.
But perhaps let me put that to the doctors here. I mean, it's all around the issue of screening and how sensitive the screening tools are. Your comments? Would you like to comment on that?
Well, as I mentioned before, there are a lot of recommendations on how to do this. There might be like the old story that they detected early or late or whatever. But I mean, in terms of what the lady was talking about now, there are specific recommendations on how to do breast cancer and how to do the mammograms and risk people and all that.
Right.
So
I
this
suppose
one,
we'll get more into it when we deal with breast cancer later.
Yeah.
But let's hear your story, Ian.
Sure. I was diagnosed 4 years ago, and it's doctors like this and like this that saved my life. So the reason why we have started the Face Value Foundation is to get early detection.
Right.
Because if I'd gone early detection, I wouldn't have had to have this massive op, a 2 million rand operation. So our main purpose as Face Value Foundation is to get early detection. And obviously, the way we can do that is we did 27th of July is National Head Cancer Day. We went to Charlotte Maxake. We did 200 analysis, and we found 10 cancers. So as a group, we actually saved 10 people, but we also saved 10 people from having this op. Because the operation is easy. 10 hours is the op, but it's this after effects after the operation.
So what type of cancer did you have?
Mouth cancer.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is it's not just the operation, it's the after effects of that. The radiation and the chemotherapy, that's really where the support groups come. So we obviously have a lot of support groups in West Rand, in Rivonia, and in Parktown under Can Survive. And if I could just talk a little bit about how we founded that. The gentleman, Angelo, that was with me, having treatment with me, unfortunately passed away. And that's why we started the support groups. It was his mission in life to start the support groups. And that's why we did it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back to you, Dr. Motakev, because I'd like us to talk in principle about treatment methods available out there. Not in great detail, but just to say that, to give people, I guess, hope that, once they're diagnosed, it's not the end of the world. But before that, let's take Grasa from Pretoria. Grasa, welcome to Health Talk.
Morning, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I just want to find out, because I was diagnosed with sinus cyst many years ago, and then they removed the polyps, but I'm still like that. I'm snorting like crazy. I'm always congested. So I even stopped taking the sprays and all that because of it's affecting me more.
Okay.
So lately I'm experiencing a problem on my waist. I can't hardly sit or walk. I'm always bending. So I went to the hospital. They told me that I have a problem with my lower back because there's a stool that is stuck. So the doctor put a finger at my back, and then he ordered me to go for X-ray. Then that's when he told me that I need to clear my colon.
Yeah.
So she gave me the biobaclofen.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, there's two different things that may not quite be related. But I think my quick advice is that if you're not getting better, please go back to your doctor. But let's hear what Dr. Motakev's comment is on the issue of the sinuses that she spoke about. I mean, she says she's had an op, and she's just not getting better. She's using sprays. Your comment?
You know, as Dr. Quill actually mentioned earlier, is that generally speaking, head and neck cancers are not very common. Yeah. So I'm just mentioning that not every single person out there now having sinus problem, they mustn't start getting very worried and panicky, because it's actually generally the head and neck cancer is really 3 to 5% of all the cancers. Okay. This is just to reassure you, but however, make you aware that it is there and you need to be treated. Right. Now, in this situation, from the sound of it, is that it sounds that it is just a sinusitis which needs to be diagnosed and then treated. There are many causes of sinusitis.
Okay, so she just needs to go back
you actually need to see an ENT
surgeon.
And then the ENT will decide which type and what it is.
Right. Let's talk briefly, we just have just a minute left. Treatment options available out there. We hear about radiation, you know, chemotherapy, surgery, and so on. Just take us through the principle of each.
I think just from the head and neck point of view, the main modality of treatment we've got is surgery and radiation, which is often then depends on the situation, stage of the disease and the location of the cancer. It's going to be chemotherapy as well. Okay. The more recent one, which I think you will mention on that, is going to be the immunotherapy. That is quite a new clinical trial.
Let's hear about it from Dr. Rappaport. I mean, that's really what you do.
Yeah, look, what I do is the vast majority of patients we treat with chemotherapy. But as I mentioned, there are other systemic treatments, and it's also now immune therapy is a treatment that is going to come probably in the next 10 years. You will hear a lot. The basis of the immune therapy is to activate the immune system. Or to block the blockade of the immune system, so you get reactivated immune system.
We've run out of time, but just in 30 seconds, people often talk about the side effects of chemotherapy.
Well, the side effects of chemotherapy can be managed, that's for sure. Some of the people say, I'm not going for chemotherapy because I'm going to be sick from the treatment. First of all, the doctor must make a decision between the benefits and the risks. And you get chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, you can get infections, you can get sores in the mouth, you can get diarrhea, you can get severe...
all of those can be managed.
It can be managed very well,
Well, this has been such an informative show, but unfortunately we've run out of time. Dr. Bernardo Rappaport, medical oncologist based in Rosebank, Dr. Shapa Motakev, head of department ENT at Charlotte Maxeke, and Ian Lucas, founder of the Face Value Foundation and himself a cancer survivor. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your contribution.